blood, and it was very severe.
I was sitting at my desk in the ATF office on the 9th floor.
Make a hole! Make a hole!
A loud explosion occurred, blowing me from my desk across the hall into the opposite office.
In those first moments, 20 years ago,
Hell, I don't know what else to say. I've never seen anything quite like this before.
the nation was lost.
Domestic terrorism really wasn't even a buzzword back then.
Lost, searching for answers.
I have no idea. I don't know whether it was a bomb or a gas explosion or whatever. I'm not sure, but hell, who knows? That might be important. This is Luke Franey. It's April 19th. It has to be 10 a.m. I'm making this tape for evidence purposes.
20 years.
I remember hearing the explosion. I remember hearing all the girls in DEA scream, all the secretaries. And then that's kind of the last thing I remember.
In those first moments, it didn't matter Luke Franey worked for the ATF, the federal agency that would help solve this case.
At that point, I didn't know it was bombing. I didn't know. I just knew that something blew up. So I kind of did a quick check to make sure I had all my fingers and toes, and I had a few nicks and scrapes, you know.
He wasn't injured.
Wake up and figure out I can't get out. I'm going through all these, you know, you can't do anything. So you're kind of sitting there thinking, what can I do? What can I do?
Luke was trapped.
And then took a Sharpie and just wrote ATF Trapped, 9th floor.
9 stories up.
Seemed like a good thing to do at the time, you know.
The only way out was along a narrow window ledge, but it was too high up, too risky. So he waited for more than an hour.
Luke Franey again.
And made a tape.
It's about 10:21 a.m.
As an investigator would, for evidence.
I want to put this down too before I forget. There was a huge orange-colored flame with black smoke.
From the 9th floor, Luke could see the rescue efforts on the ground, and then people running away. There was a rumor of another bomb.
And then your body basically goes into the fight or flight syndrome. That's when I kind of made the calculus of, hey, I'd rather die trying to, you know, get out of here than sit through another one.
He used that narrow window ledge to move along the building 9 stories up to get to the stairs, and he ran.
I'm making it down. I get about halfway down and I'm slipping and sliding. I can't figure out what's going on. I kind of stop and look, and you know, the stairway and the rail just covered in blood from people that had either gotten themselves out or rescuers had pulled out.
There was no second bomb. Now on the ground, he could actually see what he'd survived.
Yeah, that was quite the shock. I mean, my knees kind of buckled a little bit because, you know, you realize, you know, that's the building you come to work in every day. I'd worked there since 1988, you know, and you just see it. And at that time, obviously, we weren't used to seeing things like this.
A 9-story exterior wall is missing.
At this moment, ATF field agent Luke Franey went back to work.
When you're busy, you tend to focus on the task at hand, and I think that was very helpful for me.
And made himself a promise.
Was that I was not going to let this event define who I was as a person.
The question everyone is asking tonight, who is responsible for this terrorist attack in the heart of America?
Raid jacket that I was wearing that day.
He still holds on to the reminders of that day.
Old credential case. I just carried around with me like everything else in my office.
Always focused on moving forward.
But that's what I've tried to use it as kind of like a motivational tool. You know, be a better person, be a better agent, be a better husband, be a better dad, you know, be a better law enforcement officer. Try to prevent these events from happening.